And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right, we're good to go. Fish, two fish. On Twitch. All right, we're good to go. Fish, two fish. On Twitch. Let's just peek in and make sure YouTube sounds okay. Ah, it's streaming. Over here. Over there. Streaming. There we go. All right, we're good to go. Over there. I'm still getting the CC Basics 09 finished up. I may submit that tonight or maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see. I ran a spell check and I got some stuff to fix. So my bad spelling cascaded some fixes that I need to do. Other than that, it's looking good. Hey, Willie, how you doing? And Charles, I think Charles already took off for the night. Charles has got to work tomorrow. So we are working on, and I gave this a name and I've already forgotten what it was. I've got the boots in the Daz that we were working on yesterday. So I need to make some more adjustments to the main outfit. Excuse me. So where are we at? Where are we at? We're not there. I gave it a name and I already forgot what it was. Battleborn. That's what we're calling this. The Battleborn outfit. There we go. And we have boots, although I got to reshape the Genesis 9 boots a little bit. And we got the Genesis 8 boots. Genesis 9 boots are looking good. So we'll get the textures on that probably Thursday. So I'm going to work a little in Marvelous Designer today, kind of tweaking the outfit, the rest of the outfit. And I'm looking at this, and I think maybe I want this lower on the hips, possibly. I'm going to put some kind of shorts, and that'll attach to whatever this is attached to. And then I have the armor on top. We have the placeholder for the boots, and I think I'm going to put a vambrace on here, and we'll do some pauldrons. Okay, so the vambrace and the pauldrons will be done with Blender, as will the breast cups. And I'm thinking, do I just want this down further? I'm probably going to regret it if I do that, because then I get into that weird zone where the leg bends. So maybe I'll just leave it there. So we still need to add shorts. So we'll do that. I'm going to sew it into the waistband here, which is underneath the armor chest plate. I don't know. There's a technical term for that, which I am forgetting right now. Cursus or something like that. I forget. Or am I getting that confused with thigh armor? Anyhow, let's deactivate that and hide it so I can just focus on this. I am going to sew the shorts right into this waistband. So the waistband and the skirt are all one part, or the waistband and the shorts will be one part. And I think I'm going to leave them like that. And I'm not sure how dynamic this is going to be, because you can't really do much with a metal plate. So given that, I may not make some real dynamic morphs for the rest of it. I may add some wind morphs or something to the skirt and to this, but other than that, I'm not seeing the usual undressing morphs, because it really just doesn't make sense with this. Anywho, so let me slide this stuff up and out of the way. Oh, and I got a belt hidden in here somewhere, don't I? Oh yeah, we still need a belt too. So let's start. So we're going to call this 800. So I'm going to do 200. I think 200 by 200 to fit the shorts. We'll have a little bit come down here and bring it up. Hey, Willie's been watching for 3 consecutive streams. Congratulations. Approach the stream of death. You will answer these Greek questions. How many streams have you been in a row? Um, let's do this. S. Let's do 200 and 200. I'll start with that. And then I know what I'm going to do is we're going to put a little cut in here and pull this out because it's got to go around the leg. We have to have a swoopy thing in here. And then I'm going to adjust this. So let's put a split right in here. And because I like round numbers. And then we're just going to pull this. I don't know what this measurement across the thigh is, so I'm just going to run that out till it looks good. And then we'll add a curve. So I kind of want you to curve kind of like that. I might have to make some adjustments here, but we'll see. It's going to be, yeah, we are going to make adjustments here. What am I saying? All right, let's flip the normals on that. Let's move this to the back. Let's hide the skirt for right now. So we'll deactivate those. What are you? Do I need you? I think you might be the armbands. And we're going to hide that. You won't be here long. Got to be up early. All right, no worries. It's good to see you anyhow. Ooh, you need to be at the new house. The phone company. Oh, you got to get that interweb connected. Yes, sir. All right. So those get sewn together. These get sewn together. I'm going to do this. Then we'll sew the crotch together. I'm probably going to make this crotch in the back deeper, but we'll see how this goes. I should probably freeze the waistband. And apparently I need to make that shorter. And actually, you know what? I kind of like that. It's just, I got to kind of get this so it fits that edge. And we're good. We're good back here. I'm just going to have to bring it down in the front. We've got the skirt in the back. And we're way too high on the sides. And I think I'm just stretched into the red, so we're going to make some adjustments. Let's turn on our ever so painful strain map. And let me see, maybe I'm just going to make the, I'm going to make the back deeper. So I'm just going to take this and head to the left. I'm just going to, I don't know, where am I at? Is that a nice even number? That is, so I'm going to do this in nudging. 1, 2. I've already maxed out all my VRAM. 3, 4. Let's see how we're looking. We're still pretty tight through here. Also, I'm a little. See, I'm not bad here, but I could probably pull a little bit out on these corners. So I'm going to give myself a little room in here. I'm going to pull these corners out just a little bit right here. And let's see how we're looking. Well, that went a long ways to smoothing things out. I'm going to put a, you know, if I bring you back just 1. And if I bring you back just one, do you suddenly pop into the red again? Yeah, we're pretty. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put a little bit of a curve on that, and I do need to bring that back up a little bit now. Although you're about in the right spot, so I got to curve this down, don't I? And when we texture this, I'm just going to use a rough lace on the sides, I think. You finally own. Yay! I'm glad to hear that, Willie. It's been quite a long, arduous journey, hasn't it? I'm going to take this and we're just going to pull that out a little. And I'm looking at that number that says 800.8. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to pull that out a little. So that says 800.8678. Gives me a little extra shape. Oh, look at how nicely that smoothed things out. Okay, so now we got to take you down and you up. I'm thinking that looks close to 20 millimeters. He said optimistically. 1 and 2. I think that'll work. And then these need to come down. And then I think I got to put a curve in here. And I'm looking at least 2 nudges on that. This belt's got a little bit of a weird shape in here, but that's fine. I don't know. I think that's going to be, except I'm going to, because now we're going to put the curve in here. I probably should curve this out a little bit. And I probably have a little extra in here, so I can probably get away with pulling this down. Trying to get this more into 90. Maybe, and that's going to change now when I put the curve in. You know, let's see how, see, I'm still red in here, which means I can probably make this curve deeper. But I want to put a little, and the idea is to kind of get that one over here closer to 90. So our curve looks more like that. We're still up above the waist in the front, so I can kind of bring you down and around. I'm pretty close. I think now I got to kind of measure these and then tweak. All right, I liking that. I want this to be a little sharper down in here. So it comes, hopefully drops down into about there. That's not too bad. All right, let's tweak this a little bit. And then I may just be able to do that just by dragging you out. We're getting there. Now I'm a little too tight in here, so probably can stand to pull this out. It's looking good. Okay, so I gotta pull. This is just too loose, so that means we gotta come this direction. Bring you out this way. And that also, and then I'm gonna tweak this curve a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of follow this line. And we'll see how that goes. That's not too bad. Maybe I can get a little. I could stand a little curve right in here. Damn it. It's getting a little snappy in here, so I can't quite get. I'm looking at that corner. I would like that to be 90, please. That's close enough. And then I'm going to pull this back, maybe a little bit like this. And how am I looking? Not bad. I could still use a little more room in here. So maybe I can just drag you all one nudge that way. I think I'm close. Okay, one of the things is you're not lining up with this, but I can work with that. And that could still use a little bit of, you know what? So I'm gonna just put a couple of curve points in here, and then I can pull this over and hopefully I can get a little bit and get that a little bit smoother. And then we're going to sew this onto the waistband. So I'm going to put a little curve point there. But then when this pulls over, it's going to pop out this way. So I'm going to put another one in here to help stop that from popping out too bad. Take you. Oh no. Am I in the V or I'm in the... Let me try V. No, they're still moving. I'm going to have to move these back. Oh, I'm going to move back this way. We're going to move out kind of like that. Hey, there we go. Adjust that so that angle becomes closer to 90. You know, it's still, I'll pull you back the other way maybe a little bit. I think this is going to be good. All right, now we're going to take some measurements so that this is equal to whatever my belt is. And I don't think they're equal. I don't know, they may be. We'll see. One of these I'm going to have to make longer, and it's probably going to be adjust this length as opposed to screwing around with this. Gonna turn in. All right, thanks for being here, Willie. Take care. Have fun getting the interwebs installed. I hope it goes smooth enough. 1, 2, 3. That says 386.2. 1 and 2. And that says 366.5. I need 20 in here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push this 20 over, and then we're going to tweak this in a little tighter. And maybe it would be nice if that lined up with that. Let me check something. That says 191. And that says 238. It would be nice if this said 238, 191. What is that? I don't know. I'm about 20 off though. You know what? I'm just not worry about it. What I might do is chop this and then resize this segment and this segment so they line up better. So I get a nice seam over here. But I'd still need 20. And then this point has to be adjusted because that's already kind of loose. So 1 and 2. Actually, that's not too bad. I think I can live with that. Oh, now I got this weird point right in the front, though. I think I can take that out with the, that's just my curve, I think, causing that. If I make you a little deeper, pull you out a little bit. And it's still weirdly sharp. Adjust you a little bit. I'm now too far down. I think I'm close. I can kind of maybe pull that in like so. That helps a little bit. And I just need, see, this is already too loose. I just need a little more room in here. Let's try, let me try this. That's a little better. I still got too much. That's a little better. I wonder if maybe we just get a little bit more room in there. I think I'm pretty close. All right, now we're going to line up the measurements here for these all together. So that and that is now 365.7. And that and that and that is now 386. 386. Is that what I had before? Dang it. I don't want to change this length. 368, 386. Let me do a little bit of math and I'm going to extend. I'm off by almost 20. So maybe if I just do this. I wonder if I just lower you a little. Almost there. I just have to tweak these to be the same length of this. Then I'm going to adjust the lengths of these to match those. Hey, Rod, how are you doing? I'm making shorts to go with my the armored outfit I was working on. Because you can't just have her not wearing panties. That wasn't gonna work well for me. Um, all right, we're measuring 2, 3, 386.2, 1, 2, 375, 386, 375. So that's 0.4, that's 10.4. I'm off. And that's 10. 3, 8, so I'm off by 0.3 now. which is probably fine. So now I'm going to sew this onto these, I think. We're close enough. So I'm just going to, actually, this one's shorter. Let's start with that. Here's the Rod Shelley shout out. All right, let's sew you to you, and you're not going to go all the way, but you're pretty close. I could probably, I'm probably going to pop an internal line in here and then pop an external line or something. Or, let's adjust these a little. 1, maybe 2. And let's see where we are with that. All right, okay, I'm just off by a little bit here. I wonder if I can maybe just drag you. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, you know what? I can see the measurement now. Oh, no, I can't. I need to see what this length is. So if I do that, what does that say? That says 147.9. So I don't move this until this line is 147.9. But I can't see. It's over there. So you just get until that says 147.9. Is that what I said? One 147.9. That was the magic number. All right. I'm gold. Now I just gotta sew this in to there. So, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do this like this. This 238.3. So I want this to be 238.3. I could have done that another way. Anyhow, let's move this line until that says 238.3. 238.4. 0.4. Close enough. Close enough. There's a form of sewing I almost never use, but I'm going to use it right now. And I can't find it. Where's my sewing? My types of sewing. You know what? It's probably the strain map's in the way. Let's turn the strain map off. And what are you? You're auto fitting. Where's the sew thing? Wah, wah, wah. Oh, there it is. I want this. No, I don't want this. I want segment sewing. I almost never use segment sewing. Because what I want to do is click and click. Then I think, is that I hit enter and then click. Did that work? That did not work. Let's try this again. I've forgotten how to do this. Click and click. Let's escape. Are you sewn together? Nope. I got it backwards. I don't know what you're sewing to. Oh, I sewed it to itself. That's not good. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. No, I wanted the I wanted this. I want the MN segment. That's what it is. So I'm going to click U and U, press enter, and you get sewn to U. And why are you freaking backwards? Let's try this again. All right, segment sewing. U and U, press enter. U and U. Is that right? Press enter. Nope. All right, I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. Although I think I've got this all screwed up now, don't I? No, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. I'll just do the M, and I'm just going to draw a line through there. And then we're just going to draw a line that comes through here. And that does the trick. Okay, we're good. Oh, I got this weird bulb right there. I can fix you. I have the technology. And I just grabbed the whole thing. Despite the fact I clicked on only one point, I moved them all. Let's take that out. Let's see how that goes. That looks nice. It seems to be... Are you looking a little funny? It's all good. It's all good. A little tight, a little weird in the back. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Actually, maybe I'll just put elastic on there and suck that down. All over the place today. I saw that earlier and I didn't say it. Hopefully tomorrow will be calmer. How's Joe doing? I'm hoping that she got over those migraines that she was having Saturday. Or is it Monday? Was it even Monday? I can't remember anymore. Oh no. I'm going to see that. I'm going to select this. I'm going to put a little bit of elastic on there. Let's see how that goes. I like that. I'm probably going to smooth that out later on. And I might... Do I want to just take this, move that up a little bit? I think we can do that. I've got too much stuff on top of it. I think we're good. I know I made hot pants for an armored suit. What else do I need to do in here? I also got to work the belt. But we can bring back all of this. Deactivate. Activate. Make visible. Make visible. Did I do that? Did I really have to do that twice? Yes, I did. Okay, you're crawling underneath something. I'm getting weirdness going on here. Let's try this. Let's set the layer to 0. And what are you? You look like you're coming from the panty or the skirt. You're coming from the panty. Once that got messed up, I was hosed. All right, let's see if we can fix this. I think that's good. All right, let's get the skirt back in here. See, that's better. That's what we want. And this all should be underneath the chest plate. So I'm happy-ish with how that's gonna look. I should start arranging things. So for the belt, I'm not going to use these parts. I'm going to get rid of all of that. I just want a belt that's going to loop around and drop over the waist. I'm going to add a. She's doing better. The ankle's still sore sometimes. Oh, well, that's good. Still gets the headaches. Changes in the weather. Damn that weather. Well, that's good. Yeah. Oh no, I hit stop. I think we're going to go with that. Okay, I think this is all. I'm happy with how that looks. And I have to have the armor plate go over it. And that's going to flatten this out somewhat. But that's okay. Definitely. Um, okay, so we're going to activate this. Make it visible. Do the thing. Oh, that doesn't actually cover that little. Hey, that's a nice fit. I like that. That's going to work. Okay, now I need to get the belt in here. So this is all so far so good. And we've already got the boots done. We started the boots yesterday and I finished them a little bit last night. Well, they still need textures, but they're sitting in DAS. I still have to tweak the Genesis 8 version. So I think I can just freeze everything and then we could just focus on this. And what are you? Whatever you are, I don't think I need you guys. Yeah, I thought you were ankle straps. Okay, you can go away. And actually, I don't really need these. Actually, I'm gonna leave them because I'm waffling on whether or not I think I'm not going to use those, but I'm kind of waffling on that. Although I'm thinking I do want this to come up maybe a little higher. Maybe maybe come. I need something. Maybe I put the. I'm going to have a pauldron, and it's going to sit. I don't know. I really don't know. And I need a headband. Um, but I think I'll work that out in Blender. It's going to be simple band with a little rim on the top and the bottom. And I'll put some sort of, I don't know, archaic uh, pattern or something in there. Maybe Greek, maybe Assyrian. I don't know. Okay, okay, okay. Belt. Control K. And I missed the skirt. Control K. K. And now we can just, I think I just activate and make visible. And I'm going to set, okay, it's on layer 20. Do I have gravity in here? I do not. So it's going to just float there and laugh at me. And what I'm thinking is I want to put a big round buckle on here, so I'm not going to have that, but I will still have this come out the back, kind of hanging loose, I think. I want it to sit low on one hip. I'm going to take a scabbard, and the attachment's going to be built into the scabbard, and we're just going to sit that on a rigid follow node. We'll have the scabbard, and I kind of want a Greek themed sword, but this is fantasy stuff, so it doesn't have to be wholly accurate. This is kind of a Greek themed armor. It's got that weird flappy stuff in the front. Let's add a little bit of gravity in here so we can get that belt to hang a little better. I do have gravity in here. What the hell? Oh, it's slowly making its way down. I probably want to make this a little bit longer. I'm going to add more gravity. Okay, we're like at half a G. We're going to go to a full G. Well, you're just floating around there, aren't you, bub? Must be whatever the material is I'm using on that. You know what? I'm going to take the layer off of that, off of both of it, all of it. We'll do this. Oh no, now it's crawling on the inside because we got a layer on here. You know what? Maybe we take a layer off of everything. That just doesn't. What are what is the what are we using? Am I using something more rigid than leather? Am I just strengthened? I don't know. Let's put the leather on here and see if I can get that to do work a little nicer. Somewhere right about here is the leather full grain. That just does not want to. What have I got going on with this belt that makes it so stiff? I don't think I have it solidified. I think I'm going to put the round thing here. It'll have like a bar in the back and a hook in here. Do I want to keep that or do I want to lose it today? I might lose that. You're just not. I don't know. Is it. What do I got going on? I may have some elastic on here. I'm going to see if I got elastic on here holding that shape so rigid. If I do, I think I'm going to maybe just delete all the elastic I may have on here. I do not have any elastic on here. I have no idea. Maybe I just do this. Here, let's just add a, and I'm just going to put whatever this is onto here. Things are running really slow because I'm out of VRAM. Marvelous Designer has eaten all my VRAM up. It's not going anywhere. It's not changing shape. It's not acting like a fabric. Why? How did I get it to do that? I mean, it's kind of cool, except I would really would like it to hang off to the side a little. Maybe I just make it longer. Part that really bothers me is it's just so. Did I not put you on there? Oh, for crying out loud. I dragged and I dropped you. Why did you not go? Come on. Come on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit save and we're going to relaunch this. Marvel's Designers just bogged down the system, so I can't really do anything. Um, Not that I have. What is eating all my? I probably have too much stuff open in the background. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, we're back. It was one of those days where I realized I left stuff I shouldn't have had open, still open. So let's see if that makes a difference. Also, closing down Marvelous Designer kind of gives me a reset on it. And then it'll slowly, Marvelous Designer just takes chunks of the VRAM and locks it up a little at a time until it has almost all the VRAM it can get its hands on. Therefore, it just slows down with time as a result of that until it becomes really hard to work with. It's not so bad normally, but when I stream, I've got OBS, and that eats up like a third of my system resources right off the bat there. And you did not. I'm going to be so annoyed if this didn't save right. I hit save. All right, it did save right. All right, let's do this. So we're back in here. I did not save. I did hit save on that, but my fabric's not there. Let's add a new fabric. There we go. I'm going to select you. We're going to take new fabric and drag and drop it on there. Maybe not. There it goes. See, that's better. And now if I switch new fabric to leather, does that get janky? So here, new fabric, we're going to do the, I should call this belt too, Electric Boogaloo. Custom. So somewhere around the middle here, leather full grain. You know what I should do is I probably should pin this high, make it a little bit longer so the other side drops down. See, that's where I want it. It is just a little. Can I find something that's not as stiff? Maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll use a canvas or something. I kind of want it to hold most of its belt shape, but I want it to be a little more flexible than that. So what we're going to do is we'll come over here and so right now we are looking at this leather and you can kind of see a little picture of how it's supposed to drape. So we'll try to find something a little trim hardware. How come trim hardware is droopier than leather? What the hell is up with that? No wonder trim hardware never does what I think it's going to do. I kind of like that. I think we might go with that. Although I do kind of want you. So that's sitting right there. So what I think I need to do is just make it a little longer. So it'll drop down a little bit further. So I'm going to, this is wrapped in here. So if I just add, we'll just do baby steps. I'm not out of VRAM yet, so we should be able to move it up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna not go too crazy, otherwise it'll reattach weird back in here. See, it's already reattaching weird. And now I have to kind of tug that out. So, and I don't want it to droop down in the front. I want it to droop over onto the side. So I probably should maybe, there's going to be, because I'm going to have the sword over here pulling it down. So maybe I should just, I should probably pin this up into about here. So I think we'll tack that on. Maybe I will leave that. I am going to make a big round buckle that's going to kind of get onto the center line. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, as the man says. Tack. I'm going to tack you right here, maybe up into here. And that allows this to drop down a little bit more. Maybe pull you around like so. I think maybe I just need a little bit more. Maybe I should just tack this down back in here and call that good. I think I'm going to actually model this out. I don't think I'm going to make this to become a... So I'm not doing the undoable belt this time. I think I'm going to make this as more of a modeled belt. So we'll do that. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my tacks. Are you my tack? You are my tack. And I want to kind of tack this down. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to tack the back and then maybe switch this to be a leather. And maybe that'll look a little better. I still have, there's my tack. Tack you right there. So you stay in place. I kind of like that. I've got a little... Let's try the leather material for this. Because the leather's really stiff, but with the tacks, I think it'll help hold it in place. Da, 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 right here. I love the way it doesn't start next to what you were working with. Where am I? Well, it's right in here. Right in here. There it is. Oh, that looks nice. It's a little loose, but I think that's fine. That's fine. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know if that's going to get into there's the thigh joint, which causes havoc on belts. I think that'll be fine. And I think the belt's going to be its own figure. And I think this is good. And I think I'm going to leave that. So when we take this into Blender, we can just solidify it, give it thickness. I think I am mostly done setting this up. Now we just have to get in here and start assigning materials. And UV map. So I want this connected. I'm going to leave these. I'm probably going to redo the UV mapping on this. So we're going to add the cups in Blender because it's easier for me to make those in Blender than it is in Marvelous Designer. I can take circles and build those into this. I can actually fill this put some circles in it and pull it out into a round shape, something like that. I might even round this out a bit more. We'll see how that goes. We can select this edge and use a circle modifier to make it a little more circular. Or, let's do this. Let me try something here. We're going to reactivate that. And because these are circles here, right? So if I select these and put elastic on it, but we'll do the 100% elastic trick. I'm going to undo whatever I just did there. So the 100% elastic trick kind of helps things hold their shape instead of being stretched and pulled as much. That's what we're trying to do here. So I am looking for elastic. Okay, I want to watch this be goofy for a second. Okay, that's not quite what I wanted to do. Actually, it did make nice shapes, though. I guess if I wanted to make it a little smaller, but it was about the right size. We'll switch that to 100. And then if I switch the strength to 100, and then those kind of want to stay, although I'm still getting pulled a little off there. Probably be okay. I think what I'm going to do is fill that, put an inset in here, make that a circle, pull it out, and then I can shape from there. Yeah, that's the ticket. All right. So now I got to start setting up my trims. I need a couple of trim zones in the collar. And I need to know what to call this. So we're going to go to the internet. We are heading over to... I'm using DuckDuckGo these days. I'm giving that a try. Because, let's face it, Google stopped doing no evil long, long time ago. And I just thought it was a little time to maybe... They've inshitified. Let's be real here. They have prioritized making money over being a good search engine. So I'm going to give DuckDuckGo a shot here for a while. Yo, Quasi, how are you doing? Dude. Everybody check out Quasi. Do I still have a Quasi command? Or did I lose that?
Hey, bud. Let's party.
I still have a Quasi command. Although it doesn't... No, I don't. I have to point it to your... I have to fix it. I have the sounder, but I don't have the proper shout out. So we'll give you a regular shout out for now, and I got to remember to fix the Quasi command right after I do the Discord and the Daz command. But anyhow, how you doing? How do you spell Quasi again? That looks about right. Just sitting working on things as usual. Same here, except I just have a stream running and while I'm doing it, which means I kind of have to talk. Well, I don't have to. I had a music streamer friend said I should talk, and I guess it makes a little bit of a difference. If you're coming in to learn things, you might be able to pick up something. Now I forgot what I'm doing. I'm using DuckDuckGo to parts of Greek armor. That's what we're looking for. The helmet, a breastplate, a cuirass. A cuirass. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it a cuirass. This is it. So I need a material in here. So the cuirass, that's going to be this. That sounds fancier than just saying breastplate, right? All right, I'm going to copy that. Actually, I'm going to capitalize that. You just did a fast 40-minute stream, sending it to YouTube. Oh, nice. Some poses for a client is all. Still, it's content. Better than nothing. This is going to be the trim. Am I going to have cups and I'm going to have trim on the cups? Hell yeah. Trim, and let's capitalize that. Okay, we're going to have a collar and collar trim. So it's going to be Cuirass collar. This is going to be one figure, the Cuirass. Actually, how do you pronounce that? Yo, duck, duck, go. How do I pronounce Cuirass? Control V. Pronunciation. Here we go. It's on YouTube. I can't hear YouTube.
A time capsule.
Oops, I got an ad.
Power to reverse.
Of course I got an ad.
Cuirass.
Did it say queer ass?
Cuirass.
I can't say that on stream.
Cuirass.
I'm going to say Cuirass. Cuirass. There we go. I don't care what the proper pronunciation is. There's certain things you don't say on stream. That's what I was thinking. I don't think that's how it's. I'm not going to say it that way. I'm going to say Cuirass. Or Cuirass. Cuirass. I'm going to stick with how I more or less was saying it. Because I'm a LGBTQ, and I'm sorry, I just can't remember all of the stuff. Friendly. There's a T in there. Did I get the T? Anyhow, I'm doing materials. And so this is the collar. So I'm setting up so the Cuirass trim. I'm not gonna put a trim line down the middle. I'm gonna put trim here, and on the sides. I am gonna put a trim seam because this is actually I'm gonna remap this in Blender. So I think I'm gonna just have a. You know what? I think I am gonna put a. I'm gonna have trim. So I'm not going to have trim around the collar because we're going to have trim on the collar. We put trim around the sleeves and on the sides. And I'm going to have relatively... So I have these plates. I am going to have the trim that's going to run along here. And I'm going to have trim that also run along there. I think along here it's going to actually be a thick row of trim along the waist. I'll call that waist trim. I know I'm just going to call that trim. And then we'll have cups and cup trim. Okay. So this is going to be, I was on collar. Collar. I'm going to copy that. Collar trim. And I'm going to call I'm just going to call this bottoms because it's got shorts, skirt, and, oh, what do you call those things? The little strappy armor things. You know, we had that Googled a minute ago, didn't we? Parts of Greek armor. Designed to, it doesn't say there. Ancient Greek military personnel equipment, Wikipedia. That's probably a good place to go. We do love our Wikipedia. Oh, stop that. Oh, this doesn't have the leather skirty thing. Maybe that's parts of Roman armor. Didn't the Greeks have those? Or the Romans? The Romans? I thought the Greeks had those as well. Armor made out of linen. Bronze belt plate armor, such as a bell cuirass. Sleeveless tunic, cavalry soldiers would wear a muscle cuirass. Grease, I don't know, let's say parts of Roman armor. Let's see what that says. Roman armor. I'm over on screen 2, by the way, just in case you're wondering what the frick. Early Roman included chainmail. Roman military personnel equipment. Here we go. This is Wikipedia. Hopefully, it's not too much pornography in here. I need the little skirty thing with the leather straps. There's a name for that, I'm sure. Because everybody... Oh, that's kind of cool. There it is. This thing. This. What are these called? Lorica, Sagama. Type of body armor primarily used. Latin first. The armor consisted of broad ferrous strips fastened to girth hoops. Is that what those are? No, those strips are for those. No, these are these. The upper body shoulders protected. The breastplates formed during the time modified. Several recognize it. There's little known fourth type form found in. I don't know. I need maybe an illustration that points to the parts that says this is. That's a shield. That's another kind of shield. Those are helmets. Those are the limb armors. Sword belt. Woolen trousers, underpants. Boots. Leather fabrics. These are this. This is it. Right there. That's what I think I'm looking for. The leather strips. Peturges. Peturges? Peturges. I'm going to say Peturges. Feathers. Okay, Peturges. That's what they are. We need those. I'm just going to stick that in here because I'm forgetting about it already. And I'm going to call this bottoms. And there's going to be trim on those. And I am out of VRAM. You can see how slow that's going. Marvelous designer done ate all my VRAM. The bottom has got a lot of circuses in there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy that because we're also going to have a trim portion to that, as we tend to like to do. Okay, so where were we? We were on the collar. I'm going to copy that. Collar trim. It's going so slow, and there we go. Okay, so that I have. Did I already do the trim? I did do the trim. I need a cup and cup trim. And you know what? I'm gonna have trim here. And I think I'm gonna have a big band through there. Yeah, we're gonna do that. The cups get to be special. Cups. There we go. And let's maybe make that U small. Let's copy you. And I think, god damn it. And this is trim. I need to get rid of that equal sign. And despite hitting the back key, nothing happened. Okay, we're good there. I'm gonna have to give all of this stuff colors too. I'm gonna grab you guys, drag you down here. Did that work? Of course that didn't work. Why would that work? What the hell was I thinking? Come on. Come on. That just won't dragging it down, will it? It's just being a real butt. God, for crying out loud. This is the... Finally! I swear to God, this program. You know what? I'm going to hit save and we're going to restart again. God, I hope that's saved. I'm going to be so annoyed if that didn't save up because I hit save. I thought I saw it saved. All right, let's do this. All right, see, my memory is at 1,890. It will eventually get over 10. And I can just do that by just moving the mouse around in here, which is annoying. Recent, ancient. It did not save any of my materials. I don't even know if it saved. My belt's in the right spot. That's about all it did. Do I have my text still? I do. Okay, at least I got that. So I got to redo all this material stuff I was doing earlier because I hit save and it didn't. I think maybe I quit while it was saving and it prioritized quitting over saving. What a stupid. All right. All right. How do you spell Curios again? Is that still on my clipboard? It is not. Oh, there. I'm gonna come over here, and let's go back till I can find. Actually, what do you? That says Baltia. And that's got a different one. Baltius. Maybe it's Baltius. I think I'll switch it to that. Let's check. What do you say? Groin guard. That's an official term, isn't it? I'm not calling it groin guard. I think Baltia. We'll do that. Baltius. We'll do that. Actually, I think this was right. I'm going to leave that. But I've already forgotten how to spell Kiras. And I just love the way things go to Pinterest when you're looking for images. That's sarcasm. That's I don't. All right, we're going back. Parts of Greek armor. There we are. There it is. CUIRS. CUIRS. Copy. S trim. I wanted an underscore there. Copy. This will be color trim. Dang it. Okay, copy that. This will just be color. Copy that. This is just going to be up. this is going to be cut trim. I think that's good for the cuirass. Okay, you, can I drag you down here now? There we go. You're going to be bottoms. I'll say bottom. Copy that. That's going to be the trim for those. Copy that. I'm going to say skirt. Copy that. Skirt trim. Copy that. Okay, we're going to have a waist, which is the waistband. I'm not going to have waistband trim, though. It should stay under the armor. Waist. Copy that. And then I'm going to have pants. And pants trim. And I think that's probably all the materials I'm going to need here. No, I need belt and belt. I'm just going to say belt. If I need more to my belt, I can fix that in Blender. I think I'm going to need a belt underside, but we don't have a belt underside in here. So I can put like a finished leather on top and an unfinished leather look on the underside. So that's going to be belt. And then later on we add belt underside, and we're going to actually model the buckle onto this belt, because this is a belt that's not going to come apart. Even though it's kind of designed like that right now, I'm not going to use that. And then later on we're going to add some van braces and paldrones. And van braces will have van braces and van braces trim, and we'll have paldrones and paldrone trim. But we're not doing this. We're going to do those in Blender. I think I am. I got to start chopping this up and arranging the. Maybe we can get this all set up before. So you guys. Oh yeah, let's assign materials. I think I'm going to go ahead and just merge this. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to run the trim along the outside edges like so. So we're going to offset as an internal line by 5. Say okay to that. And as we always have to do, cut and sew all of that. This might be a little goofy. I don't know. Let's check. I think we're fine. I may drop in Blender, drop an extra line in there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how weird it looks. So let's select, actually, let's select all of this at once. It's always easier to assign trims and then assign the part that goes with the trims. So we are looking for the bottom something, something, something. There we go. So that goes there. Actually, let's give these all colors so we can see what we're doing. So we'll just run through here. Apply. 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 And then I can kind of see if I've missed something by accident. Oops. Moving along. Damn it. Oh no, you're the... Did I apply that? I don't think I applied that. You know what? I think it doesn't know I have that selected. I can see it selected here, but it's not over there. What the farfignugan? Oh, I'm on the bottoms. You know what? I'm going to do the bottoms down here. That's right. It's National Rocky Road Day. It's been a National Rocky Road year so far. Sorry, Rod. Apply and close. All right. Moving along. Um, so these can go into here. And actually, I gotta unfreeze everything and let's hit save. Fingers crossed that it's actually saving. You know what? I probably, when I hit close, it just closed and didn't finish saving. Because it's going, oh, you want me to close? Okay, I wasn't done saving, but I'll close. Freaking. I sometimes wonder about these people who wrote Marvelous Designer. I really do. I think they I think they actively like breaking the OBJ exporter. I think it's still broken. So we're going to set this up for 2 maps. This is going to go on 1 map. I think all of this will go on a map, and these, I'm not going to use those. I don't think. If I have to, I can pull them out of the Roseblade outfit again. So I'm going to put this on the same map with this. The shorts and the skirt will go together. And I think this isn't lined up. I think I could kind of do this. Maybe we'll bring you in a little closer. Bring you in a little closer. And I think this is still a little long. I don't really want to. I think this is going to be my length from here to here. Let's. You know what? There are like arrange and distribute tools in here somewhere. Align. Center. Okay, that wasn't the center I wanted. Let's try that again. Align. Oh, align middle. That's not the center. This is the center. Got it. Okay, now can we distribute horizontally? So that comes out nice and neat like that. And then I can just kind of line you up down in here. And I think this is actually outside of that, so that's good. Okay, we're going to line these up a little neater. This is the waistband. It does have a little weird tick in it, but that's okay. I'm going to live with that. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to have to well, I'm going to remap this anyhow because I got to do the breastplate. So I'm concerned about getting that, and then I can set this to match the textile density of that on a separate UV. So I'm not overly concerned about these UVs right now. I kind of want that to be neat, but that's pretty neat as it is. That has to get remapped too, because we're going to add actually depth to it and extra geometry. So that needs to get remapped. This stuff doesn't. All right, let's finish the trim. Where were we? You know what? I'm just going to put bottom skirt trim here and here. I'm going to hit save. Now I kind of got my, and then we're just going to, come on, come on. Oh no, something moved. I love the way it did this. You see where things are? That is officially a bug. Because if I do this, those will snap back into place. So I nudged that. Oh, now everything's looking good again. Okay. Fine. All right, I want to see my colors. So I'm going to turn all of this off. I just hit save, so I should be good. I'm gonna run I'm gonna run kind of a thick trim zone through here. I might put a decorative element on that, I'm thinking. So I think I'm gonna maybe make that maybe 30 millimeters. Give me plenty of room to run some decoration along this. And so we're going to offset as an internal line, and I'm gonna say 30. We're gonna say okay to that. I'm going to cut and sew that. Did I not? You know, these two colors are too close. I can't tell the difference. Now I can tell the difference. I can tell I didn't finish applying this to here and here. Okay. All right, now this needs to be skirt here and here. All right, we're good. Okay, shorts. We're actually gonna put the pant trim on these and then trim them out. Okay, so I want. Normally, you know what? I don't actually want to trim in the crotch here. I am going to put a trim on this seam, and we're going to run trim along here. I don't need trim here because we've got the waistband above that. And this time, I'm not going to put trim through the crotch, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to trim the crotch on these ones. Normally I would, but I'm not feeling it for this. All right, let's offset as an internal line in here. These are just going to be my standard 5 millimeter trim zones. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make those a little thicker. They're kind of like pant cuffs. Offset as internal line, maybe 20. I don't think I'm going to put a pattern on this, but I might change my mind. And my active lines are on the other side. So I'm going to cut and sew those. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to put a little trim right along the sides. Or maybe not. You know what? So on these, I think I'm going to put just a really blatant cross stitching along these edges here and here. And not that you're going to ever see it, but I think that's I think that's what I'm going to do with that one. So I'm not going to put my normal trim in here, I think. Yeah, I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to do it like this time. Okay, so where are we? Oh, yeah, pant. Oh, yeah, waist. And I need you. I can put waist on that. Not that we can see it. You know what? I need to see it. There we go. All right, we got our waist. Did I set up the pant? I did not set up the pants yet, so there we go. That's just a little bit different than the, now we can kind of see that coming around. Is good. Okay. Am I done with the bottoms? I am. Let's give the belt a material. And for this, I actually want to set that to be leather, just in case I have to sim it. I went too far. There it is, leather full grain. And god damn it, I lost my selection. There we go. All right. And so what's easiest to do is set this all to trim to start with. I don't actually have anything that's going to be the cup trim or the cups right now. I do have that. Let's bring this all back into view. Yay. Okay, and then we're just going to start chopping this up. I'm going to have a thick band through. Actually, do I want to have it come up and through here? No, I think I'm going to have a thick band in here, and then we'll just have a trim zone through here. Although it's all going to be trim. And I am going to put trim on the sides because I'm going to pop that. It's a little easier for me to grab it and add some. So we're going to model thickness on this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pop in here and grab a lot of these trim zones and extrude them out a little bit. That's the ticket. Offset as an internal line. I think I want that a little thicker than I would normally do. Maybe a lot thicker. You know what? I'm going to make that a lot thicker and I'm going to put a pattern in there, I think. Or maybe I'm going to put a little 5 in here. We're going to go up 25 and I'm going to put another little 5 in there, I think. And then I'm going to do some sort of decorative element through here. Or maybe not. I think, yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's do that. Let's hit save. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Do I want to put anything else in here? Do I maybe run a little line through here and here? Put a little trim zone through there and there. Anyhow, let's put a 5 in here. I'm going to make these trims. I don't know if I'm going to need them or not. I may not need these later on. But for right now, where's my cut? So that. Okay, these are now in the way, so I'm going to move these out for just a second. So I can select these lines right here. And actually, do I want to put a trim line here and here first? And then pull this one up? I'm trying to think how, yeah, let's do that. So offset as an internal, actually, let's do these first. So we'll offset as an internal line there. Cut so those. And I'm going to add internal lines here and here. Cut and sew those. And I want a little seam right on the top of the shoulder. Cut and sew that. And then now I'm going to put the big band along the waist. Is that right? And then we do the, and then we're going to put little, well, you know, we're going to put some right here. I'm not going to put seams here. Do I want a seam in the back though? No, you know what? I don't need it. So we're just going to do offset, put a couple little 5mm along the collar. What am I doing? Cutting and sewing. That's what you're doing. I think I'm good. Do I want to put my trim here, or do I want the trim on the inside? I think I might just put the trim on the inside. I'm going to do that in Blender then. Yeah. Okay, so this, I want to put the big band on the waist. And maybe come up about here. And then we're going to just put another thin 5 in there. Set as internal line. So if I say 30, where are we at? You know what? That's probably good enough. Cut so that. Then I'm going to put a little thin 5 on that. What it does is it allows me to easily select the trim and then extrude it all so it pops the edges and some of the details on the inside. That's kind of what I'm doing here. But what am I doing? Offset is internal line. You're going to be a 5 again. You're going to cut and sew that. And you know what I'm going to do? When I pop this in the blender, we're going to chop it in half and then mirror it, which means I'm probably going to have to straighten up these edges because they're probably not straight, because that's just the way. I don't really need to clean these up, but I'm going to anyhow, just because I'm neurotic. That way, just put those back where they belong. And then I need a little trim that's going to go around this piece here on the hips. So I think we know the drill now. Offset as an internal line. 5, okay. Cut sew. I think I've got that all chopped up. Now it's a matter of just here, I'm gonna grab this and this. And we're just gonna take the collar trim and put it on those. Then we can take collar and put it on that and that. Then I can take the, I don't need the cups, but I do need the cuirass. And that goes there, 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 there. My contrast is really poor, but I can see the difference. And I'm not really concerned about this side because I'm going to delete it. But just in case, you know, since I'm here setting it up, and I think that's good. Everything's being reassigned except for the cups, which I haven't done. And I think this, I'm going to remap all of this later. This is how I want it to look. I don't know. Maybe I should put the belt on the same map with that. I think I can fit it in here and still get a nice square. And this is going to end up with a lot of extra room in it. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put the maybe I can fit the greaves and the pauldrons in here with this. And then I can have everything on 3 maps. So it'll be this with the vambraces and the pauldrons, and then the boots. And the headband, I could probably sneak onto one of these. So I think that's where we're heading. So let's, I'm going to realign the belt. Right now it's broken in half, but I think I'm just going to put it into one big long strip and see if it looks nice. If it's too long, I don't want the belt driving my maximum width. So if it's too long, I'm going to just stack it on top of itself again. But it's kind of nice to have it looking like, it doesn't look like it's too long. It's not wider than that, so we're going to be good there. That's the belt loop. These I'm going to get rid of, but I'm going to keep those for right now. Those are the little attachments. They keep the ends of the belts together. But since this isn't going to be a dynamic belt, I don't need those. And I'm just going to kind of line you up in here. And hit save. And do not quit while it's saving, because apparently that's bad. Okay, we're good. Let's do the UVs. And I think I'm ready to save this out. I think I'm going to put some decorations in here, including some, maybe I'll just run some studs. And maybe we'll do some, so we'll do some like metal studs. I might do something with this edge, but I don't know. I do want this to be, this needs to be deforced. The skirt needs to be deforced. That being the case, I'm probably just going to deforce the shorts. that I'm probably just going to rig to be not deforced, and the belt's not going to be deforced, and the boots won't be deforced. Okay, let's do this. UV editor, bump, 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 reset to 2D arrangement. And then I'm going to just fit you, and I'm just going to drag you fit to 01, and I'm going to say okay on that. And it all fits, and I still have a little bit of room, so I'm could add the headband in here. And this I don't really care about right now, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and stack it in there just for convenience sake. And then we'll go back to 2D pattern, hit save. I'm going to actually, I need to save this into 3 parts. The belt, and the rest of it. So you are the cuirass. File, export, OBJ selected. And I actually have a name for this now. What was it again? Battleborn. Battleborn. We're saving this over here now. Battleborn cuirass. Battleborn cuirass G9F. Save that. Oh no. Did I do file save as OBJ selected? I thought I did. This is one of my pet peeves about the latest version of Marvelous Designer. You do file save as OBJ selected and it goes, hey, how about saving the avatar too? I'm going to complain about that a lot, so sorry. Save as OBJ selected. You're just going to be the belt. Belt G9F. We still got to make a scabbard and a sword, and I think I'm going to include a shield. And I need a headband. And I still need vambraces and pauldrons. Okay. Look at that. There's that stupid avatar. Okay. All right, let's do, and this I'm just going to call bottoms because it's a whole bunch of different parts. File, export, OBJ selected. Big bottoms. Bottoms. No. Okay, I think we're good. Let me see. I'm going to lower gravity way down, and I'm going to try to fit this to Genesis 8 and see how that's looking. Hit save, Chris. Oh, I got 4 minutes left. Still got a lot of stuff to do. We still have to detail out the belt in Blender. The bottoms are pretty much good to go for Daz. And we still need to add the cups here. So I don't know. I may be working on that. I should be having the bralette and thong set I've been working on submitted probably tomorrow morning at the rate I work. And then I'll be working on maybe detailing out modeling stuff. And then Thursday, if I'm not still modeling stuff, we'll probably be doing textures. Anywho, all right, you're saved. Let's fit it to Genesis 8. I'm going to try to fit it to the 100% figured, see how that goes. I'm hoping that that doesn't get stretched up too much. It might look good, it might not. I might have to, save it onto like a slightly smaller. But here, let's try this. Add to workspace as a morph target. I should get rid of that boot. I'm going to say okay. And then we watch it. There go the legs. I'm going to try a slightly smaller version and see how that looks. This distance got a little, this got a little shorter than I'm liking right now, I think. I might come back and redo it like this. And we don't have, let me turn the simulation properties a little bit. Oh, I have gravity on. Well, why are you? all floaty and shit. Because you're full grain leather. Oh, all of these are. Did everything end up being full grain leather? Dagnabbit. It probably works for most stuff, but not the skirt. And probably not the shorts. So I should probably switch those to something a little nicer. You know what? I'm going to go with a knit of some sort. You know what? I'm going to switch you back to simulation. And I'm going to switch the, this is just kind of the generic simulation settings. Do I want to set you to generic simulation settings, or am I happy with? I'm pretty much happy with the rest of that. I'm going to save this, and we're going to redo it with a smaller Genesis 8. So let's do a file save as project. Just going to say ancient, although, you know, actually you're now Battleborn G8 DF100. I shouldn't have saved it in that folder. That's okay. All right, let's reopen. Let's reopen that. So we're going back to, this is why I saved before loading in the morph target. So we're back to that pre-morph target. I don't need you anymore, actually. You're just left over from another. And also, since I'm here, I'm going to fix these. I'm going to fix the shorts. I'm just going to set those all to the generic. And do the same thing with this skirt. See, that looks good. Okay, let's do this. So here we go. This is 97% of a normal Genesis 8 female. We'll do that. Add to workspace. So it's a little bit taller. And 94.1 is the one that's just the same height, but it's really a lot thinner, so it's kind of weird. You are going to be a morph target. And we're going to say okay to that. And we're going to sit here and wait. And then we're just going to watch those legs open up. My big problem is the waist tends to become a little too thin. And then we're just kind of, you can kind of see the orange thing up there. It shows me it's still simulating to fit the shape. When that turns gray, it means it's done. It's done. I think that's going to be better. It just means I have to scale everything when we load it in for Genesis 8. That'll be fine. The belt I'm going to refit because that'll be separate with this and this. Oh, you know what? You're just going to change, so I'm just going to have to refit you because I'm modeling this shit out of that. So this is the only one I really need to save. So that's okay. We're good. Export. OBJ selected. I am totally in the wrong folder now because that's just the way things roll around here. Battleborn. Bottom G8 female. And it's 9:03, so we're going to call it a night right here. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Female. So I made some nice progress. Uncheck avatar. We're getting there. So we've got the boots pretty much done, sitting in there waiting to go. Hey, thanks for being here, Quasi. It's good to see you, man. Hey, Rod, it's always a pleasure. Tell Joe, hope that she's feeling better sooner than later. Um, and there was somebody else. Willie was in here, but Willie's gone to bed, and Charles has gone to bed. Charles popped in and said, "Hey, hi, bye." So anyhow, let's see who's on the yeah. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be really nice. Or don't. I feel like I have to say that for YouTube though. It's the mantra. It's the YouTube mantra. If you're on Twitch though, stick around. We're gonna go find somebody to go hang out with. Let's see who else is on Twitch tonight. It's a Tuesday. I don't recall off the top of my head. Um, Jack's usually on, but I like to raid Jack on Saturdays if I'm raiding Jack. Um, he's just chatting, which means he's doing. You know what? I'm going to raid my friend Sally Quinn. I think we're going to do that. Oh, and by the way, we're going to give a shout out to our friend Supreme Doom. She is on right now. If you're not following Supreme Doom in the Crafty Collection, it's just a marvelous community over there. I highly recommend you go check them out. It's a great place to hang out at. She is kind of working on a partner push, so if you can get over there, give her a few more likes and views. And if you like what you see, and I think you might, feel free to join and come back and hang out with the Crafty Collective. It's a whole bunch of crafty people, and I think maybe even some artists. Um, what I do feels more like a crafts person than an artist sometimes. Actually, most of the time. Anyhow, but anyhow, we're gonna go. We're gonna go hang out with Sally Quinn. She does body art, but I think tonight she's doing just art. She's been working on this project where she's doing a tabletop RPG, which is loosely based on Gotham City with Batman. So she's doing a whole bunch of art pieces for this weird maze in the game she's working on. Although that's not what I see. She's oh no, I think she's showing off somebody else's work. Oh, I think she did body. Oh, it looks like she got dressed up. Anyhow, let's go over and say hi to Sally Quinn if you want to stick around. I highly recommend it. We've got raid calls. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to copy that. If you are a subscriber, you can use the sub raid call like there. And we're just going to say slash raid. And we're going to say hi to Sally Quinn tonight. Oh, hey, happy Pride. Apothecary Diaries Cyberpunk Commission. Oh, that's what she's doing. It's a Cyberpunk Commission today. Yay. Okay. Control V. Do that. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I will be back in 2 days on Thursday, 7 p.m. We will be working on this outfit more than likely. If I make enough progress on it, we will probably be doing the textures. So many parts. Why? Why? Yeah. I think it's going to look nice when I get done, though. Anyhow, and I think it's going to look different enough from the Rose Blade. Anyhow, let's do this. Let's go over and say hi to Sally. Hey, I hope you'll have a good rest of a Tuesday or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. Oh yeah, happy Rocky Road, National Rocky Road today. And let's do this. Where's my thing? Is my raid? My raid's ready to go. I'm copying my raid call. And hasta la vista, baby.